So if someone wanted to work with a distributor, what are some things that they should keep in mind to find the right one?
A big one is going to be location, obviously, not just geographic location, because often distributors are going to work in very, confines of a certain geographic area, right? But it's also location as in like certain retail stores, certain brick and mortars. For example, there are exclusive distributors who really deal with like high-end products, like luxury items, like handbags, for example, certain handbags like Gucci and, all these Louis Vuitton, Chanel, all these high-end ones. Only certain stores actually are allowed to carry them, right? They want to make sure that they keep that identity, that luxury identity,
it's not
intact.
easily accessible.
Exactly. Scarcity, right?
Yeah.
False scarcity.
Yeah.
But these, a lot of these products, they take a lot more time to manufacture and stuff because they are a lot more detailed and, high end or whatnot. So there is somewhat of a scarcity too. So they want to make sure that they can charge that premium price by where they're, putting that. Another big thing to look at when you're looking for a distributor would be their experience. How much experience have they had in the field? How long have they been doing it? Are they good at it? What are their sales numbers like? You know what I mean? So you want to take a look at that as well. You also want to kind of take a look at what industries they kind of tailor to, right? So for example, if you're selling a shampoo, you want to make sure that that shampoo is getting to the right places. So you would go for like salons, things like that. So is the distributor that you're working for, do they have experience working with salons? Do they have connections with other salons? What type of salons? Are they more...
Like in the mall or boutique.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So things like that. We were talking before about luxury items, right? So there are kind of two different types of distributors, really. There's people that are very much more exclusive, so they deal with luxury items. And then there's like intensive, which is like big department stores, right? So rather than getting your bag in a smaller shop and charge a lot for it, you get your bag in like say a big department store like a Walmart or a Sears or something. Macy's, exactly.
The Bay.
Exactly. And then you just kind of like try and sell more of them, maybe not for quite as much money, but things like that. So it really depends on how you want to market your brand, how like what you think, where you land, as far as like, are you luxury? Are you more economical? I don't want to say cheap, but more economically priced, like where you land in that whole field is really gonna depend on who you go with. And another one that people kind of overlook is just ethos, right? So what is how does that distributor carry themselves? What are their goals? What is their mission? Do they have the same values as you? Because I mean, when you're a small business, you tend to want to do business with people who have the same values. If they're eco-friendly,
people.
Exactly, right? Yeah, people who aren't just out for the money, right?
People who care about people and the experience.
Yeah, exactly, right? So someone who aligns with you, I think, is a big one that it shouldn't be overlooked for sure.